was livid. She said she's disgusted by how quickly I've become so controlling over her and how I've taken my discomfort from 0 to 60 over him. Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go with them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, going to go a story titled, Am I the a-hole for wanting a divorce after my wife refuses to allow me to read texts from a new friend? And a shout out to Nick for sending me this story. And guys, this story, in spite of how the title sounds like, okay, he won't let her see text, therefore he wants to divorce her, there's a bigger thing going on here. This is about a guy married not too long, 38, and he is definitely considering kicking the wife to the curb. In fact, I'm thinking very seriously after a series of very disrespectful behavior, red flags, the whole 9 yards. And I'll be very going to go over here, guys, as an example, a very easy example to show you when there's just so many signs that things are going on. Obviously, something's going on. And when you're combining that with all sorts of disrespect and gaslighting, all that, it is best to really accept that sometimes things are over. Contact a lawyer, find out your options, and handle it just like that. And in this story, you're going to see the length that some gals go to deny, deny, deny. And my experience in life, as well as in all these stories, I've covered 3,000 plus videos over the last 5 years on all the 3 channels. Typically, when they get that defensive, along with all the suspicious activity, you can bet your butt absolutely something's going on. And these same types that are gaslighting and yelling and treating the guy like crap, they're the same ones bawling their eyes out when the guy gives them the divorce papers. So I'm going to let you go through. I'm going to go through this story, guys, and let you decide at the end what you think, if he should be going on this path to divorce her, etc., etc. It says, I, a 38-year-old male, and my wife, a 33-year-old female, have always had an open phone policy. We share the same passcode, and never once has there ever been a hesitation about exchanging phones, using each other's, watching while we text, etc. It's nothing we go out of the way to do, but if we're cuddling, I'm not going to hide my screen while I text and vice versa. Okay, so in the beginning, everything seemed good, as they usually go. Yesterday, I accidentally left my phone in the car with her, and when she dropped me off at work, and I asked her to check my messages throughout the day and notify me if anything popped up I needed to respond to. A few months ago, my wife started a new position within her company. She works remotely, but is on a leadership team with 3 others that she works very intimately with. She travels with them as well. Her first time meeting James in person was on a business trip about 1 month ago. A series of terrible misfortunes led to them working together into the wee hours of the morning and them sharing his room. The hotel had been overbooked for the final hours of sleep, and she slept on the couch. Sharing a room? No. How convenient on the trip, and with all the shady behavior she's about to have, and you're going to hear about, that she was staying in the hotel room with the same guy. I'm sure other options can be done. There could have been other hotels and stuff like that. It is a no-go. Since then, I've noticed her body language when texting him. If she sees me noticing, she'll quickly close her screen and put her phone away. So much for the open phone policy and all that. This was making me uncomfortable, but I thought maybe I was being unreasonable. About a week ago, I kind of jokingly asked if she had a crush on him. Her response was denial. But the way she responded made me further suspicious. Then a week ago, she tells me he broke up with his girlfriend because he sees how much we love each other and he wants that kind of love. No, he wants her kind of love, but I think he already got that while she was on the couch on the work trip. I don't believe that bullshit for a second. So already a change of behavior. He noticed seeing her body language when he texts her or messages her about work, of course. But there's more. So 2 nights ago, I did something I've never done before in my life. I read their messages while she slept. People always lose their mind over this in the comment section of Reddit. But you know what? If there's so many red flags, I got no problem with a guy doing this. And to show I'm fair and reasonable, if a good woman, a good wife, is behaving like a good wife, and her husband's acting shady, I got no problem. She goes on his phone too. You know? Goes both ways. They go back to the day that they met in person. A few things made me uncomfortable. One, when my wife asked what they should do when they visit, the other team members are coming to our city in a week, James responded with something cheeky and said, "Oh, right, you meant professionally." Not personally. Better to keep it professional. So he's flirting with her. 2, James has a niche hobby in a gym, and my wife lied about some of her friends also being involved in something similar. Trying to win his approval. They discussed going to the gym together and that he could take care of her. She responded by saying, if I did your workout routine, I'd die. That's not the kind of workout she really wants to do with him. She wants a whole other workout, which, in my opinion, she's already done at the hotel room. 3, went to visit family last weekend, and she sent James photos of our kids. They are amazing and cute, and they look so precious. And she hasn't even sent me. The only reason she should be communicating with this guy is about business, not sending pictures of the kids, talking about the gym, making flirting comments and all that. No, that's unacceptable. You don't see this guy doing this, do you? He accepted the invite. Number 4. She invited him to participate in a race that would take place in a different state that either ours or his. He accepted the invite. Then she asked me how I felt about her doing this race again this year. That a few people from her company would be participating and she'd like to go. She conveniently left out that James would be there. Guys, you put all this together. Come on. It's obvious. But by the way, remember, they have the open phone policy. Yesterday morning, I tell her that I'm uncomfortable with their friendship. When I asked her if she had a crush on him, she did tell me that she felt immediately friend chemistry with him, and she loved the feeling of excitement she gets from their interactions. We all have friends, and we don't get excitement over interactions with our bros or anything like that. Guess what? Duh. Pay attention to her actions. She has a hots for this guy. No, this is not going to work. But she also became defensive and upset that I didn't trust her. I love that. The old "you don't trust me" line. Well, your behavior is making me not trust you. And you know what? And then she could say, well, what am I doing? And then he'll list what she's doing. And then she'll say, you're keeping track of me? You don't trust me? And round you go. This is why you never argue with a woman. Last night I told her I didn't trust him. We also don't trust her. That even if she's not interested, I think for a number of reasons that he is flirting. I told her I wanted to get over my unease, and I asked if I could read her messages. That's something since day one she's always told me I was allowed to do. Okay, you heard that. They didn't hide anything from each other. I never asked her to do it before, and she was livid. She says she's disgusted by how quickly I've become so controlling over her and have taken my discomfort from 0 to 60 over him. Oh, now I'm controlling. So when a guy stands up for himself, takes issue with shady behavior, checks a gal, now he's controlling. Now he's insecure. Again, more shit from the Hobag Handbook. She says it's not about her relationship with him at all, but about how controlling I am about her friendships. And I admit, I've been hurt by how frequently she'll go out with her friends where I'm not invited, or she'll go to a party and again not invite me. God, you can add this to the list. She's going to parties and doesn't bring her husband. Guys, she obviously likes being single. She obviously married this guy. He wasn't her first choice. He's the resources. He's to put the rock in the finger, give her the wedding, give her the kids. That's it. And maybe at first it worked out until somebody better came along. Come on here. We've had disagreements in the past about this before because she's welcome when and where I am 100%. After the big blow-up, I went and took a shower. When I got out, I asked to see the messages. She, very pissed off, gave me her phone and declared, "Here, happy now?" Here's everything from the beginning and had scrolled to the top. Now listen to this. I immediately went to the recently deleted messages and saw that she had deleted 60 messages between them while I was in the shower. Well, if she has nothing to hide, why is she deleting 60 messages? Oh, must be coincidence. Must be old messages. I said to her, why did you delete these messages between you? And she asked how I knew she did. I told her I went to the section and showed her. She grabbed her phone and refused to let me see it again the rest of the night. What a dumbass. Seriously. Here, you can look at the phone. Well, you better check your deleted box because that's where they go for a while. We fought some more and she told me I wouldn't be allowed to look at her phone at all now. What happened to the open phone policy, honey? You can look at my phone. She regretted deleting them as she sees it escalating the situation. She regrets deleting them because it outed her, because she got caught. but that she thought some messages from yesterday would upset me. They had exchanged songs. He had mentioned that one of them was sexy. If she can't show this guy the messages, then clearly she's up to no good. It's not rocket science here. So we went to bed, and I again went through her phone. Sure enough, the deleted messages were exactly what she said. Kind of. The messages are about the song exchanges, was only 16 of them, but she deleted 60 messages. I don't know which others she felt she needed to keep from me. This morning, I asked her to see her phone again. I'll give this guy credit. This guy does not back down. And he knows she's going to explode, but he just keeps doing it anyway. I can just see her like spitting out her Cheerios in fury. Ah! Asked her again when she deleted, and she doubled down that it was only song messages. She tells me she'll cut off the friendship with James entirely before she'll ever show me those messages. What does that say? She tells me any friendship she could have with him is totally tainted now by my controlling behavior. I tell her I can't trust her. Guys, if you can't trust your wife, then you shouldn't be married to her. If you don't trust your girl, it should be any relationship. It should be any relationship with someone you can't trust. That is the foundation of relationships. And this is the classic scenario where a guy knows a girl's up to something and she'll deny. And when the denying doesn't work, then the crying begins. That any reasonable human being would be suspicious of their partner if they behave in the way that she has around him. She told me my feelings are a me problem and she is not in control how I feel. Oh, for this, that's a total girl answer. I told her all I need to do is see the messages because I want to talk about some of what I know with her to feel at ease. She told me if I felt so strongly about it, I had a choice to make. Am I the a-hole for wanting to divorce over this whole thing? I don't believe she's physically cheated on me at all, but I do feel that she's well on her way to at least emotionally cheating if this doesn't already qualify. Dude, come on. I know you don't want to think that she's not cheating on you. She's cheating on you. The way she's behaving, when you've done 3,000 plus videos like I have over 5 years and lived 46, nearly 47 years on this planet and had your own experiences and all the people you know in your life, there are patterns. And her patterns are of a cheater. She's doing all the typical bullshit going on. So you need to end it with her, okay? At the very least, contact a lawyer, find out how bad you're going to get in the divorce, the whole 9 yards, and your options, and what he or she has to say. Probably good to get a female attorney. And I do some more recon getting evidence here. But she's on her guard now, and she's going to be really trying to cover her tracks as best she can. But in my opinion, there's a lot of shit going on. Also with the fact that you pay attention to her actions. She never wants you to hang out with her. They go to parties. She goes to parties, doesn't invite you. What does that say? She obviously is not having a very good time with you. Why is she going to parties without you? Probably because there's other guys there. Given her actions, you have to put this all together. Or she's always out with the girls. Yeah, it's okay to have friends, but you put this all together, there's a problem there. Now, I'm going to, before I wrap this up, he also has a lot of responses to people's comments. So I'm going to read those too so you guys can see, more things going on here. He says, the first incident was a Christmas party she went to without me. Really? A Christmas party without her husband? She explicitly told me she wanted to go with just her girlfriend. She said I'd only be gone for 1 or 2 hours. She came home 7 hours later, completely smashed by having updated me on the time. That is so disrespectful. That is so rude. And coming back trash, she's a grown woman. She's a mother. No. I never messaged her except for when I went to bed and said, have fun, stay safe. Can you call me if you need a ride? And we fought about it the next day. He has a right to have an issue with that. Mondays and Tuesdays evenings are the only times we ever have alone together because of scheduling with the kids. But she's been making plans with her close girlfriends, who I like and have no problem with them getting together, on our time together. I don't get off work until 8 and she's off by 5. So they spend little time together. And he says he likes her. He's actually said, I adore her girlfriends. I guarantee her girlfriends know about her shenanigans and her activities, so they're not that great, dude. Every cheating girl has at least one other that know about what they're doing, or is egging them on. So I asked her to keep at least the planning in mind and tried to meet with her friends between 5 and 8 so we can still have our date nights. I offered to watch the kids on other days, other weekends as well, but she gets mad that I suggest she sacrifice time with the kids instead of going out when it infringes on her time solely. Okay, so sounds like she'll hang out with them if the kids are there, but if it's just the two of them, because in her mind that she doesn't want to spend time with them, and probably I'm guessing they're not hooking up at all. This is just an overall bad situation. She called me controlling because before she made plans with her friends alone. We got 2 evenings alone a week, 8:30 to bedtime. She technically ends her workday at 5 and I'm off at 8. I've asked her to be mindful of her scheduling and tried to be with them in between when she gets off and I get home. I've also offered her time with the kids. I just feel like our alone time is so limited that I've asked for occasional consideration of planning, not every time. She almost solely schedules her meetups during our time because she doesn't want to sacrifice time with the kids to be with her friends. So it's the kids or her friends, and this guy's the bottom of the totem pole. And they've only been married not that long. I think 5 years, he said, or something like that. Guys, this is time to throw in the towel. Her actions demonstrate she doesn't love him. I say move on. And yeah, it's going to be hard. You're going to take a hit, but you know what? Guarantee your kids know what's going on. Kids aren't stupid. They know when mom and dad don't love each other, there's fighting going and all that. And this is only going to get worse and escalate. And a chick like this, I guarantee you, is going to be, eventually when it does get out that she was cheating, she's going to say something like, well, you forced me to do it. You were so controlling. You made me do it. More gaslighting here. So he is in a no-win situation with her. The only win, actually, is to get rid of her. And he'll take a hit in the divorce, and obviously doesn't want to not see his kids all the time, but you can't stay in a situation like this. So, yes, divorce the bitch. Now, a few comments here. Regular comments. One guy says she's engaging in an emotional affair, and she's gaslighting and turning the table on you. Put your foot down and tell her this is a serious matter, and you're considering divorce for her dishonesty and for breaking your trust. She doesn't have to act defensively and hide and delete messages between them if everything is entirely innocent. She is definitely cheating and thinking she can get away with it by accusing you of being controlling. Stand your ground and don't let her guilt trip and manipulate you, or letting this issue go, or she will do it again and hide it and better this time. He can put his foot down all he wants. They're done. You can just tell by her behavior they're done. Only when maybe she sees that he means business and this other guy she likes clearly is just having fun with her and nothing more, then she'll be back to this husband. Another guy says, not the a-hole. Deleting the messages shows a guilty conscience from her side. If her feelings were just to a friend, she would not have to delete those messages. Exactly. There definitely is a spark between them, and she is definitely attracted to him, even if no physical cheating has happened yet. Yeah, I don't buy it. You may be morally wrong for checking her phone without consent, but it's better to be an a-hole than a fool or to be cheated on. Don't let her bully you into thinking that you're insecure or just overreacting. The messages and her reaction to everything makes things doubtful and suspicious, and her reaction has not helped increase any trust towards her. But if anything happens now, it will be more difficult to catch her because she'll be more careful. That's what I said. How do you know about the hotel story and the truth of what actually transpired between them? If that was a point of change in your wife's behavior, then maybe something happened then. That's when things started going on with her behavior towards this guy. But already there's been shady shit going on with her friends and not inviting him to parties. You can't tell me there were any hotels in the area that had rooms. No, she just wanted to conveniently be in there and sleep on the couch. So anyhow, guys, there you go. Kick her to the curb. That's what I say. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.